Hi, Pawan. How are you?
Good, Gary. Thank you. Thanks for providing this opportunity, and good to see. We've got around 25 participants, so
Yes.
which is definitely a good number to start with,
Yes.
and definitely a right point as well, because there have been some recent changes
Yes.
lately with respect
Yes.
to the temporary work visas and all.
Yes. Yes.
So
So I would
I
like
do
to
have a
just give a
presentation.
formal introduction about
Sure,
you
sure,
for
sure.
people who have, not known you. So Pawandeep is obviously a famous licensed immigration advisor. He's a versatile industry professional who has entered the world of overseas education in the year 2014. So having been an international student and migrant himself here in New Zealand, he brings with him the knowledge and wisdom that every international student or migrant looks forward to. He's practicing a licensed immigration advisor with an aim to provide genuine and authenticated immigration advice to his clients. So the reason we have invited Pawan today is very much that he has been through the pain of a student, a migrant. So he definitely understands your anxieties, your pressures, much better than any other immigration advisor, I assume. And another reason, like what Pawan is saying right now, there's a big environment of confusion on what's the right visas, what are the changes. So Pawan, I hope in today's presentation, you'll be able to answer some of our questions.
Definitely, Gary, and thanks to you as well, because when I came as a student 10 years back, we didn't have such sort of resources and platforms you have been providing, and we didn't have any knowledge about it. And thanks to Eden as well, he has provided a very, very useful information. I wish we would had such kind of platforms back in the days as well.
Yes, thank you for that, Pawan. Yeah, we hope to continue
Yeah,
this. Yes. Okay,
definitely.
so over
And
to you.
just
You
to
can
start
start your
with, yeah,
presentation.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so hello everyone once again, and like Gary introduced, so I'm basically a director and a licensed immigration advisor at Kiwiana Immigration and Education. So we started this company back in 2014. It's been nearly 7 years, and I have been practicing as a licensed immigration advisor from past more than 2 years. And today's topics we're gonna touch base on two important aspects. One is the recent immigration changes around the essential skills work visa, and the second one is career pathways, because um, lately because of COVID stuff and all those things, there are many migrants who are facing troubles, and they are willing to change their career pathways, and we can certainly help them in guiding them in the right way, like which pathway they can go for, which can also help them in gaining their residence in the future at some point. So first of all, to start with, from 19th of July, um, Immigration New Zealand has announced changes around the essential skills work visa category. And there have been a lot of changes around the clause with different clauses. And we'll go through each one of them one by one, just to make you guys understand that if you are willing to apply for the essential skills work visa in the near future, then what all things you need to take care of. So the most important thing in the essential skills work visa is a labor market test. So from like prior to 19th of July, it was mandatory that if you're applying for the essential skills work visa, so your employer needs to test the market first before they can offer you a job. So that they want to make sure, so that immigration is sure that there are no suitable New Zealanders available. But from 19th of July, as per the adjustments and amendments been made by Immigration New Zealand, so they have waived off the LMT requirement, which is a labor market test requirement in some cases. So let's say if you're already working, or if you're already working in a full-time permanent employment in a particular company, on a particular role and in a particular region, and if that particular employer is willing to sponsor you for the essential skills work visa, on the same role and within the same region, then labor market test is not required. So for example, let's say if any person who is working as a store manager in any of the gas station based in Auckland, and let's say if they are on an open work visa or essential skills work visa, and their employer is willing to support them for the extension of the essential skills work visa application, and then in that case, labor market test is not required. But let's say if you're not employed and in that particular company, and some other company is willing to hire you for the full-time permanent role, in that case LMT requirement still exists, and your employer need to conduct a proper labor market test by advertising the job with Trade Me or Seek or Indeed, and in some cases with Work and Income as well, before you apply for the essential skills work visa. Now, the important change with respect to the duration of the essential skills work visa has also been made. Prior to 19th of July, anyone who was earning below the national median wage rate was only suitable or was only granted the work visa for 6 months to 1 year. But since the national median wage rate has gone up to $27, and obviously it's not really feasible for all the employers to pay that much amount. So just to give some sort of relaxation to the migrants as well as the employers, they have increased the duration of the work visa to 2 years for those who are earning below the national median wage rate. And those who are earning at or above the national median wage rate, which is $27 at this stage, INZ may grant 3 years work visa, provided you're meeting all of the requirements. There have been some changes in the providing the medical and PCCs as well, because generally medical certificates and chest X-rays are valid only for 3 years, which is 36 months, and PCCs are valid only for 2 years. But if you have already provided your medical and PCCs at some point in the past, and if you are applying for the essential skills work visa, in that case, health and character requirements have been adjusted. Changes have also been made with respect to the qualification and the employment agreements as well. So let's say if you already hold essential skills work visa and you're applying for the extension of your essential skills work visa from the same employer, same region and the same role, in that case, you do not need to resubmit your qualification or employment agreements unless and until there has been some amendments been made in your employment agreement. The important aspect before you apply for the essential skills work visa, because since these changes have been made, we have been getting a lot of inquiries from different people who are working in some different sort of roles which are not relevant to the qualifications they hold. So they are assuming that since they hold a full-time permanent employment, they can apply for the essential skills work visa. But there are some clauses and conditions which have not been changed and do matter a lot while you apply for the essential skills work visa. So for example, you have to be suitably qualified for the role you are applying for the essential skills work visa. So let's say if someone is willing to apply for the essential skills work visa application as a store manager, and let's say if they do not hold any sort of relevant qualification or experience, then obviously immigration can decline the visa. So there is something called as ANSCO requirements. So there are ANSESCO codes for the different occupations. So let's say for the store manager, ANSESCO requirement says that you need to hold either 3 years of relevant experience in the industry or relevant diploma qualification to apply for your visa as a store manager. So if in case you are missing out on that, unfortunately you won't be able to get your visa approved. Second important aspect is around the market pay rate. So whenever you're applying for your essential skills work visa, immigration would be interested to know that whatever pay rate or market, the annual package or the per hour pay rate you're getting, whether it's meeting the market standards or not, because immigration is very concerned that if you are applying for essential skills work visa, you should be paid as per the market standards. For example, it all depends upon the occupation to occupation and the sort of experience you hold. But just to give you a general example, so let's say again, if you're applying for the essential skills work visa as a store manager, in that case, you should be your pay rate should be the annual package should be between 48 to 60K, which is as per the market standards. So just in case if you are getting paid below that, in that case, immigration can raise concerns, and obviously it can affect your visa application, and your application may get declined. So these two conditions that have not been changed matter a lot, and you have to make sure you need a proper authenticated immigration advice before you apply for your visa, just to make sure that it won't affect your case at all.
Pawan, sorry, one question there in the
Okay,
last
and
slide. Sorry, I have
sure.
one question in the last slide. So how do we find out about this market rate? Is there any resource you can tell or guide
Okay.
people to?
Yeah, sure. I will share it with the help of an example, Gary, because recently, we applied for one essential skills work visa application for a candidate who was holding a who was applying for the essential skills work visa as a web developer, and immigration come back with the questions that he's not being paid as per the market rate.
Okay.
So basically, there are different sources, and basically we use to come to the conclusion whether the person is being paid as per the market rate or not. For example, you can go to the careers.gov.nz. That does include some sort of summary. You can go to payscale.com. You can go to glassdoor.co.nz. And there are different other websites as well. But again, this all depends upon the case to case, and depending upon the case, we use different sources which are basically valid in New Zealand. And accordingly we give the advice to our clients.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, the other thing is, because there are a lot of migrants who are here along with their partners and the children, and they are a bit concerned whether when they apply for the essential skills work visa, then if they are being paid below the national median wage rate, what would happen to their partner and child's visa? So if you're earning below the national median wage rate, then obviously your partner will be eligible only for the visitor visa, unless they held a dependent visa on 28th August 2017, because that's an exception. And child will be eligible for a relevant visa. Either if they are below 5, they will be eligible for dependent child visitor visa, and if they are above 5, if they are 5 or above, they'll be eligible for domestic student visa. But you need to hold the minimum income threshold requirement, which is $43,322 per annum. So if you're earning at this level, then there should not be any problem. And if you are earning at or above the national median wage rate, then definitely your partners will be eligible for a work visa, and children will be eligible for a relevant visa as per their age. These changes around the national median wage rate obviously reflects the skilled migrant category visa as well, though we understand the skilled migrant category is on hold at the moment. There is no selection going on, but again, there are applicants who are still applying for the EOIs. So if you are willing to apply for your EOI now, then you have to make sure that your national median, your per hour pay rate is equivalent or above the national median wage rate, which is $27 per hour. Otherwise, you won't be basically qualifying under the current instructions. Now, talking about the possible career pathways. So what I have observed in the past 2 to 3 years, that whenever we apply for a student visa from India, we are basically in a rush to get our visa approved, and we do not do the self-reflection part at our end, and we don't actually know what our strength and what our passion is basically. For example, I'll take my example. I wouldn't be shy sharing that, because I did my when I took the mentoring session after passing my class 12. So I was being guided that if you want to make your career in computer side or information technology side, there's a good scope. And I ended up choosing Bachelor of Computer Applications, which I did back in India. And obviously, because I was on that track, so I thought of going for the post-graduation in the same field, and hence I chosen New Zealand. But when I when I actually entered the market, I realized that that's not my passion. That is not something I'm willing to do. And then I ended up planning into the the immigration side of the business. So there are many applicants who have migrated on the student visas, and but the course they have pursued or they are pursuing is not their real passion, and now they're looking for a change. And especially because of the immigration change in the immigration policies, and the after COVID effect, people are willing to readjust themselves in the different pathways, basically, where their skills can be valued, and they can get a job easily. And what I found that like lately, like in the past 10 to 12 months, that people like especially the female applicants, they are more inclined towards the EC, early childhood education, or they are more inclined towards the healthcare. Though there are male applicants as well who are willing to switch their careers. But yeah, these two are the most hot selling, I would say, the career pathways these days, because you are being paid as per the market standards. There is a sort of surety because there is a big shortage in both industries. And apart from this, there are people who came to study, let's say, business or IT or any other thing, but they ended up getting into the, they started working in the kitchen or in the bakeries, and now they're willing to upskill themselves with some sort of qualification, so that they can gain that pathway to the residence in the future.
Okay.
And there are also people who are basically came for the diploma level qualification. Now they're willing to upgrade themselves, with some in the same stream with a high level qualification. So keeping all that in mind, I have created few slides just to share brief information about each and every each of these basically occupation and industries.
Okay.
So like I mentioned,
before you start, so are these the occupations you think are hot, like hot properties, so to say, for immigration, or easy to get into?
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
Easy to get a job as well. And obviously for the I'm anticipating once the skilled migrant category opens, those who have entered into these basically occupations will definitely be benefited.
Okay. So let's go through them quickly. Yeah, we'll have another 10 minutes of presentation, and then we'll have a Q&A. I think we need a good.
Definitely. So to start with, let's say, because after COVID, people have started realizing the importance of the healthcare assistants. And in October 2019, actually, healthcare assistants were actually being categorized under the low-skilled occupation. But after October 2019, they have been given an exception. And there are a lot of people from India, especially from North India, who actually, have been practicing as a healthcare assistant, but were not being benefited in terms of visa extensions and the residence. And these changes effective from October 2019 has given them that sort of platform where they have a hope that they will be able to gain the residence at some point in the future. So healthcare assistants and caregivers, as per the research I've done, so there are around 33,000 caregivers currently employed, and the growth, like the shortage is that much that by 2026 they're going to need around 12 to 20,000 more healthcare professionals to work in the aged care industry, basically. Right. So let's say if you are in New Zealand on a temporary visa and you studied maybe business or IT or any other program, but if you feel like that's not you don't have those skills, and if you're not able to get the right job, despite whatever your background was, you can still make up or develop your career in healthcare industry by starting from level 3. And the good part is those who are from the non-science background, non-medical background, from let's say India, so they can start level 3, level 4 course, which is again 10 to 11 months program. And the good part is those who are on work visa, they can do this course during the currency of the work visa itself. They do not have to apply for a student visa, which means you can work full time, 40 hours, 50 hours, 60 hours, whatever jobs you're doing, and parallelly you can pursue this course as well. So by the time you complete your course, you will be a qualified healthcare assistant. And the good part is that um, all the courses in this particular industry, they include the practical component as well, which means you would be able to gain a practical experience. And the employment rate in this, after you've gained the qualification, is 100%, close to 100%, I would say, as long as you are able to meet the employer's requirements. And the other good part is, because most of the people who are willing to get the residence in New Zealand are really concerned about the pay rate, whether they will be able to get that much pay rate or not. And now the good part here is, healthcare professionals, the pay rate is being decided by the Ministry of Health. And as per the changes from 1st of July, the pay rate of the healthcare professional has gone up to $27.
Wow.
Okay, which is basically aligned with the immigration requirements as well. So that's definitely helping out people at some point.
Yeah,
so I believe and the other part, because definitely it involves the cost as well. So investment is not that high. So anywhere between, depending upon the case to case, you have to invest between $8,000 to $15,000, and you will be able to gain this qualification and
you
practice
can do these qualifications part-time, Pawan?
Yeah, so basically it's not part-time, Gary. So it's a full-time qualification, but you can do it while you're on a work visa.
Okay.
So let's say because there are some colleges who are providing 3 days classes, so you can study 3 days and you can work rest 4 days full time.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so it's a good combination in a way.
Okay. Let's move on to the next.
Yeah. Now the second one is EC teachers. Just to share with our audience that every month we are enrolling around 8 to 10 applicants in these courses, EC teaching, because there are a lot of female applicants who have done Bachelor of Education back in India. They ended up choosing a wrong course while they entered New Zealand, and now they are really serious about their career, and they are willing to move toward the EC teaching. Requirements are quite high in terms of finances, in terms of the English requirements, but again, you will end up landing into a very fruitful career for your future, and that is for sure. Because again, pay rate is pretty good as the population is increasing and the new suburbs are being developed all across New Zealand. New EC centers are also originating, and definitely there is a big need of EC teacher, and EC teaching also falls under the regional skill shortage list all across New Zealand. So and the other good part is licensing is involved. So whenever you apply for your residence in the future, so you will be in a priority queue because you will be holding a registration. So this is again a very good career option you may go for. And what I've seen in the past couple of months, that male applicants are also inclined towards this profession, because we do have connection with some EC centers who are willing to hire male members as well to create some sort of balance, while the education is being delivered to the the pre-primary students. So again, if you're a male member, don't feel like that this profession is not for you. Definitely you can go for it and make a good career out of it. And once you have gained your residence, obviously you can excel ahead. You can open your own childcare center as well, and again, it's going to be fruitful.
Pawan, sorry, one important point there. Very well. I just want to highlight what you just said. I think about gender diversity in different professions. I think New Zealand is more welcoming and more open in gender diversity in different professions. So not only in EC, even I think in healthcare, there are a lot of male nurses in New Zealand, right?
Yes, I agree with you.
Aware of that as well. so that it's not because traditionally healthcare has been a woman-oriented profession, but I think that's
Yep.
changing as well, right, in New Zealand.
Yep.
Yeah, so anyone who's so you don't need to think twice, even for men, if they want to get into those professions. Yeah,
That's right. Okay, now moving on to the next one. Again, there are people, some like a small segment of people who are actually not willing to switch their original field of study, and those who came here to, let's say, pursue diploma in IT for 2 years and then worked for a good 2 to 3 years, and now their visas are getting expired, and now they're not sure what they can do. Now, see, the thing is, open work visas do play a very important part in gaining the relevant work experience. So let's say if someone came to New Zealand to pursue level 5 or level 6 qualification in business or IT, and if they really want to stick to that field, they can upgrade themselves with a bachelor's degree. So the good part is that since you have done level 5, level 6 diploma, you will be getting the cross credits, and you can complete your bachelor's in 1 or 1.5 years, and again you can gain 3 years work visa, post-study work visa, which is again a fantastic opportunity. There are many migrants who are actually panicking a lot and thinking of migrating to Canada and all those things, but again things are not very clear at this stage, and and I'm hoping in next couple of years COVID situation will be normalized, and obviously things will be back to normal. So and if you really want to stick to your original field of study, you can upgrade yourself with the bachelor's degree and can get 3 years work visa again, which is fantastic. And lately, because of the demand in the market, the most of the polytechnics like MIT, Unitech, Otago Polytechnic, they have taken this initiative and they have started providing the cross grades as well. So and there are applicants who already came to study, let's say, graduate diploma level 7 and postgraduate diploma level 8, and their work visa is going to expire soon. Again, it's an opportunity for them that they can upgrade themselves with the next higher level qualification and can get 3 years work visa again, and that would help them in gaining additional points for the residence while they apply for the residence in the future, and obviously to gain some real-time work experience as well. And there is again a small segment of the market who is basically more inclined towards the trade qualifications like baking, chef, automotive technicians, construction, welder. So again, the opportunities are there. Definitely, if you're already working in this sector, or if you're willing to move into this sector, and while you're on a work visa, you can basically get into these trade qualifications as well. And again, New Zealand is such a country that really values the skills, and if you're going for these trade qualifications, you do not need to hold, because this includes a practical component as well. So definitely you don't need some sort of good experience, years of experience to to gain a job, because these qualifications have been designed in such a way that it helps you in getting the practical experience as well. So that's all from my side for today. And if you have any questions, we can look into that as well.
Wow, lovely. Thank you, Pawan. Yes, everyone, you can now unmute yourself if you want to ask a question. So anyone who wants just can raise your hand, and then we can take it one by one. So anyone who has any particular question on the visa situation. You can even ask any individual if you are okay with, there's no privacy issue. You can share your experience, and you can get some free insights from Pawan. Because I'm telling you, it's very difficult to get hold of him. Once he's out of the webinar, it won't be easy to get. Okay, Pawan, just one quick question. You very rightly mentioned about how people are talking about going to Canada. So what is your real view on this? Do you think New Zealand still is open to migrants, or what's the real situation on the ground?
Again, Gary, depends upon the person to person and the sort of occupation you are into. Like I mentioned, if you are like, that's the reason I highlighted about the EC and healthcare,
Okay.
because these are the two main professions which are in very big demand.
Okay.
And I'm hoping, things will get back to normal. And once the skilled migrant category resumes back, selection resumes back, people with the skills would be advantaged.
Okay.
Um, there are people who are into truck driving and some sort of other, trades which do not have much residence options
Mm.
available in New Zealand,
Mm.
and those people are applying for the LMIAs or maybe the other sort of visas to migrate to Canada.
Yeah.
Again, it all depends upon the person to person and the occupation you're into actually.
Okay, okay. There's a question from Atalwa. She's saying that for someone who did MBA here in New Zealand and currently on essential work visa, if I will upskill again for another master's degree, will I still be able to gain 3 years open postgrad work visa?
Not really, because you already did MBA in New Zealand. So again, if you do a master's degree again, you won't be able to qualify for the. You have to do a higher level qualification. So if you go for next higher level qualification, which is going to be PhD, then you may be qualified. But again, if you already did an MBA, I believe you rather focus on getting your essential skills work visa sorted.
And she's asking, even if it is a change in career path, even then?
Still the same.
Still the same. Okay, okay. Now, Gagandeep asks, is there exemption for spouse or child of main applicant for medical and PPC as well?
No, no. The spouse and child still need to provide the medical NPCs, so there are no changes in that.
Okay, okay. Ravi is asking, any predictions on timelines for reopening of the SMC category and parent category resident visas?
With respect to SMC category, it seems like they're going to make some announcement in the month of August. It seems like, but again, there is no surety about it. But with respect to parent category resident visa, I believe that's their last priority.
Okay, okay, yes. And I think after COVID, it definitely won't be happening. Yeah, Prince, you want
I
to
don't
ask
think
a
so.
question? Yeah, Prince, you wanted to ask a question. You can unmute yourself if you want. Yeah.
Hi, Pawan. Thank you for the very informative
Hi,
session.
Prince.
And you have made it very, very plain, simple, with better demonstration of the facts. But one thing I wanted to pick your brains is that for the health care area, now overseas we have got qualified nurses at different levels, GNM, ANM, BSc nursing, and so on. Now, can those qualified people can seek employment opportunity in order to come straight into the healthcare sector and then avail the level 4?
Yes, because Prince, since you're already working in the same industry and you're recruiting students as well. So what I've seen lately that Career Force is one of the organization who is basically assessing the overseas qualifications, and if they find that your qualification is sort of equivalent to the New Zealand standards, then you can go for the healthcare. You can practice as a healthcare assistant or caregiver without upgrading with the New Zealand qualification, and you will be getting the pay parity, which is $27.23 per hour.
Yeah, thank you, Pawan. But is it only the Career Force or authorized to do this?
As per my checks and
RPL,
authentication, it's only the Career Force. Career Force basically authenticates your overseas qualification, and if they give you a green signal, then it can be done.
Okay, fine, Prince.
And second, one more. Sorry. You had mentioned about a few institutions who are doing this kind of program for the onshore in order to sort of upskill. Is there anything in your eyes, the level 4 program in healthcare is offered in here? I mean, whom you recommend?
Ignite Colleges. Yes, Ignite Colleges is one of the institute in Auckland who is offering this program, and it's a well-designed program actually.
Yes.
So with the practical component as well.
Yep. Thank you so much. I appreciate that help.
Thank you, Prince.
Thanks, Prince.
We have a question from Himanshu. Himanshu, do you want to come online quickly? Yeah.
So just like on my case, I am an international student over here, and I choose my career in engineering. If I fail on the engineering studies, because I feel that it will goes worst on myself, or it becomes hard for me. So is it possible to assess my documents as experience of my Indian experience? I already have experience on the five-year experience of the studies. So
Himanshu, just to confirm, are you into mechanical engineering or
yes,
civil
I'm
or
in mechanical. I'm in mechanical engineering.
Okay, and where are you studying, if you don't mind sharing?
Yep, I'm studying in Western Institute of Technology at Taranaki, New Plymouth.
Right. And what qualification are you doing?
I'm studying diploma level 6 in mechanical engineering. But
okay, and you have done bachelor's degree back in India?
No, I've done Industrial Training Institute, ITI in the 3 years in the tool and die making.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'm just trying to be upgradation of my career in the mechanical field, but it goes.
Now, Himanshu, that's actually okay. If you don't take me wrong, so because I've seen people from Indian Ascent that they have got diplomas and ITIs in their respective fields, but when they come to New Zealand to study. I don't know what is the problem. They are not able to basically match up to that level. This is a very I believe a very common issue I have observed. But what I would recommend you, since you have already got a background back from India, you should basically talk to your academic team or something like that, and try to get some sort of support academically. And try to pass this course, because this course is going to help you in landing with a very good job.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. If you are willing to change your career, let's say, okay, we can look into it. But again, it depends upon the case to case.
Yes. I think, yes, that's a very valid point, Pawan. I think sometimes we are very shy of asking help and support. So
that's right.
I would encourage you, Himanshu, go ask openly whatever support you need, even if it is an English language support. Here universities and institutes are very open to give that support as well. So
because we work very closely with the WITT where you are studying, Himanshu, and this problem has been discussed, with the for our students as well with their respective team. So I believe you should not, like Gary said, don't feel shy. Talk to the academic team, get the the level of support you're looking for, and make your career pathway in this field itself, because in mechanical there is a good scope all across New Zealand.
Thank you, sir.
Because if you become a mechanical engineer, you'll become a millionaire very fast. And you can give us a job also after some time. so think of the positive. Okay, work hard, don't give up so soon.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Next, quickly,
yes,
Amit, do you want to come online and ask a question? Amit. Okay. I'd say he's asked that can we change the field construction to medical? Okay, he wants to change his field from construction to medical. That's quite drastic.
Okay, construction to medical. Okay, now see, the thing is, if you are already practicing in the construction industry and willing to change to the medical, so you have to start with the basic level, which is going to be healthcare assistants, because they are the people who are working right under the nurses, and maybe after attaining some experience, then you can go for the nursing or maybe other sort of the medical profession.
Okay. Next question is from Sumit. He's asking, any significant changes to long-term skill shortage visa?
Sumit, nothing to worry about. You already secured your WTRLT SSL visa, so there are no changes for you.
No worries. Thank you.
Okay, good, you know that. Okay, so that's the next is Tapan. Tapan, do you want to come online and ask a question, or you want us to read out? Let's see if they are coming, Tapan.
Okay, I have understood the question of Tapan. Okay, so Tapan is trying to say that she has done a master's and got 3 years open work visa. So let's say if her partner goes to learn master's, will he get 3 years work visa? Yes, he will get 3 years work visa. if he has not studied, previously in New Zealand. And while he will be studying master's program, you will also be eligible for an open work visa as a partner.
Okay.
Okay. Tapan, any other follow-up question you can ask quickly?
Yeah, the second question is why I have the 3 years of open work visa here, and could I have chance to learn the early childhood master? But I have no experience.
You can study. You can study, and there are many applicants, many of our clients who have been into the same boat, and have been. So basically, for ECE, as per the Ministry of Education, you just need to hold a bachelor's degree, 360 credits from overseas. Okay, irrespective of the certain background. Even if you have done BCA or BTech or BA, as long as you have done bachelor's level 7, you are good to go for EC.
Okay.
Thank you. But I have I forgot the question. Okay, thank you.
No, you can come back. I will go to others, and then we can come back to you.
Sorry, I have to stop my open work visa and to study the master, or I can in the open work visa and study the master if I have chance.
Okay, so masters in early childhood education is only being delivered by only one institute in New Zealand, which is Toyo Mohai, and it all depends upon the case to case. So we have to talk to them first, get an approval, and then we can advise you whether you can do it while you're on an open work visa or not.
Okay, thank you. Thanks so much.
Okay, we'll take question from Saurabh. Saurabh, you can come online now. You can show your face if you want to, or just your
yeah. Thank you so much. I just have a quick question that I'm holding a level 7 right now as a graphic designer. I've done it here, and it's really hard to get in a job into that field, right? And the thing is, I've done back in India my BCom in commerce, like normally bachelor in commerce. So is it possible that I can convert that my degree here, like NZQA, and get into the field? And will I get to what are the steps? I wanted to know what could be the steps. It's possible to getting a PR and all stuff to getting the job. Is it possible that I can prioritize that degree instead of
you can do that, Saurabh. So basically you would have to get your degree qualification assessed from NZQA, New Zealand Qualification Authority. And let's say generally the bachelor's in commerce qualification from India, they are equivalent to level 7 here in New Zealand. And let's say if you're able to find a job in that sector, in the business domain, actually, you can utilize your Indian qualification, no problem in that.
So and one more question, if it's not going well, that what I'm thinking right now, so my partner is working as a beautician right now, right? So is it possible that in the future she can apply for she's depending on me right now, so is it possible she can apply by her own visas, or like work visa, if her support, like employer will support?
She becomes primary applicant.
And I'll be on, and I'll be on her dependent. Is it possible? Like, is it the way?
Definitely there's a way out. And Saurabh, when is your visas expiring?
It's still 2 years and I'm still struggling to find it.
Okay. And how many years of experience as a beautician your wife has got?
So back in India 2 years, and here 2 years.
Okay,
so 2 years,
yes, so she can apply for essential skills work visa by using her work experience, and you can become a dependent of her. That is possible.
Okay.
And Saurabh, if you are from the graphic design field, please send me your CV. We may be having some clients who are looking for graphic designers, so I'll see if I can help you. Okay.
So how do I have to send you?
My email. You please send? You have my email, Gary@Migrant Careers.
Could you please send me your on a chat so I can go through it, and I'll send you my CV, because I've done I have a 4+ years of experience but not the New Zealand. I have a freelancing experience in New Zealand. I'm working as one of the printing company based in Dominion.
Okay.
So yeah, but not as an employer. It's really hard to get into it.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to, experience. Whenever I go to the interview, they always ask, "Do you have a New Zealand experience?" And I said, "No."
Sorry to cut you. I just want to share one recent example I have came across. So one of our client, he has done the same level 7 diploma in graphic designing, and he had been working for some very small employer. He started as a print operator. And then, by gaining some experience, he was progressed on the graphic designer job. And now lately he has got a very, very, very good job with Speedy Science. It's a very famous company all across New Zealand. Okay, so it's all about starting point and gaining some relevant experience, and and again, Adam has already delivered a very good session on how you need to approach the employers. So basically, it's not only about the qualification, the skills you have got, but the right strategy to approach the employers as well.
Yes.
I have done. I have spent my on LinkedIn as well. You can, if you wanted to, I will share my profile, and you will have a look onto it. It's really good, well managed. But when I applied through the LinkedIn, and I know how to approach the peoples and all stuff, but somehow they only get, that same question: do you have the NZ experience? And even I'm also looking for an internship.
Sorry to cut you. Yeah. So basically, email me. We'll see. I'll get you.
Sure.
Okay. We need to.
Sure.
So I hope we've answered your basic question. Okay.
All right. Oh yeah.
Thank you for that. Quickly, Atalu is saying that. I think, Atalu, you can also get in touch directly with Pawan. I think you have some more questions. It's better you get in touch with Pawan directly and get those answers. And Gagandeep is saying, is the previous qualification still be considered if I will move to level 4 healthcare assistant? As
very good question. Yeah, it's a very, very good question. Because what happens is like some people who have done level 8 qualification and are willing to move to healthcare industry, which is they have to start with level 4. They are very concerned that what would happen to the level 8 qualification from the immigration point of view I'm talking about. Yeah. So basically, whenever you need to apply for the residence, so obviously, the qualifications at different levels, you gain different points. So people are a bit concerned that if they change their tracks, so what would they be able to gain the points for the original qualification they pursued or not? Okay, so like Gagandeep she has raised a very good question. So let's say if she has done level 8 postgraduate diploma in IT, which qualifies for 80 points in comparison to level 4 qualification, which qualifies for 40 points for the residents. So what would happen in that case? So Gagandeep, just to clarify that whenever you gain the points under the recognized qualification section, you gain points for your higher qualification, irrespective of whatever job you're doing. So qualification has got two main points. One is for the recognized qualification. So obviously you will be using your level 8, which is you will be getting 60 points, and you will be using your level 4 qualification for your skilled employment, because the points are given for your skilled employment, not for that qualification you have pursued. So in that way, your higher qualification postgraduate diploma in IT, it won't go in vain, and you will be able to gain 60 points for that.
Okay, good. That's good to know. I think that answers your question. So I think we need to wrap up now. So any last question? Otherwise, we'll wrap up. I will send Gagan's, Pawan's, and Adan's details to everyone. Okay, you've got a good feedback here, Pawan, from Oscar. Thank you, Oscar. And yeah, okay, Himanshu, yeah, quickly, yeah.
Sir, I have a question with the Adam Kumar, sir. Sir, is it beneficial for moving with the premium in the LinkedIn? Is it beneficial for that? I have to be paid for something like that, or it is work nicely without paying or something like that? If it is beneficial, so I will pay for that. Like, understand what my question is that?
Yeah, the premium LinkedIn premium. Should we pay for it?
Is it beneficial for upgrading the resume, something like?
You have to unmute, Adon. Adon, sorry, you have to unmute yourself.
I've been using LinkedIn for over 10 years, 15 years now, and I've never paid $1.
That's good. I just want to clear that question.
I think, Himanshu, this works better, premium, for mainly marketing and sales people who need to, approach people without being a connection. As a job seeker, I don't think there's much value in having a premium version.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So as Adon said rightly, it's what you do on LinkedIn that is more important than whether you have a paid or unpaid. That's not important.
No, my question is that if I paid, then so my resume goes on the top.
Like no, nothing.
No.
Nothing like that.
It just gives you additional features.
Yes.
You will see that some people you cannot connect because they have blocked an option. But if you have premium, you may be able to contact them. So there are little functions for extra money. But normally, for all the things I talked today, you don't need to pay anything.
Yes. Okay. Yes. There's only one feature of the paid version which is worthwhile for all job seekers, which is which they don't publicize too much actually, which is the LinkedIn Learning. So they have a full portal called LinkedIn Learning. We have amazing video guides and tutorials. I would recommend everyone to go there and see if you want to learn anything out of that. In fact, I have, at one point of time couldn't afford the whole premium, but I paid for just for 3 months. And I learned a few very important skills which really helped me in my career development. So even you can do that if you think there's a good video course there. Pay for 2-3 months and that's it. And that's very good. That's value for money.
If you're a student somewhere, you may find that you have a free premium access to, or at least for LinkedIn Learning from your university as a student.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So I think on that note, we can take a wrap because it's 12 o'clock and I'm sure everyone has to rush for their lunch. So thank you everyone for joining us today. And a big thanks to Pawan and Adon for taking out time and preparing for these lovely presentations. I think both were very unique, very insightful, and you shared some very valuable knowledge with us. So thank you so much, Pawan, and thank you, Adon.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much. And for everyone, you can please keep in touch with us on our website, migrantcareers.org.nz. We have a LinkedIn page. We have a LinkedIn group. We have also a Facebook page. We keep putting updates, even jobs that we get in the market there. So please keep a lookout and get in touch on our social media. And we will also be doing a lot of more workshops, even physical webinars, workshops also in the near future. So keep updated. And if you like today's session, please email us your feedback. That will be really worthwhile. And that's why we do this, just to get some feedback from you guys. Okay.
Thank you.
I hope it was a good session for all of you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you once again.
Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.